Guys, thanks for joining me today. Today is a requested video, and this is maybe unusual, may not be, but only one person asked me this, so I said it was a great video and that I was going to do it for you all. She wanted to know, how do I make my eyebrows even, like one brow isn't higher than the other. Now if you look back, we've seen pictures and photos where sometimes one eyebrow is higher than the other. I try to avoid that because first of all, it just looks like my face is off balance, and also it helps give a more youthful look, makes you look younger when your eyebrows are the same height, and sometimes even makes it look like it's lifted, as if your face looks like it hasn't started to fall. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spoolie end of that Ardel brush. One side is a slanted brush, this side is a spoolie. I'm going to just brush my brows up and into place as much as I can, because as you can see, I don't have a lot of brow hair. And so you want to do that to both your brows, or I'm going to do that to both my brows. And it's very important that the brows are brushed up, because this is going to help you achieve height also. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my brow as if I was filling in a regular brow every day with a dark pencil. If you want to do this and you can't free-handed draw a brow, and you may want to use a stencil. I'm not going to use a stencil because I kind of already got my face figured out. So I'm just going to start with the main points that I need to make in my brow to help just try to create the brow right now. We're just going to just etch out a shape. So I'm going to draw this line right here. That's point one. It's 3 points to making a brow. The next point is here where you want to come on the outside of the darkest part of your eye. That should be the highest point in your brow. And you can just make a little notch or some kind of indication that you're making a point. The next point should be right here. Take the corner of your eye, the very corner of your eye right here, and just place the pencil along your brow bone. And then you want to make a little indication. That's where you want to stop. You don't want your brow to come any further past the point of your eye. You don't want your brows to stop down here. You want it to stop at that corner point in your eye right there. And so now I'm going to start filling in the brow. What I usually do is I want to keep it naturally high. This is a natural high point for this side of my face, and I'm going to try to recreate that same high point over here. But first, we're just going to fill in the brow. And so I'm going to be looking in my mirror right here, and just to make sure that I'm getting a good brow. Fill it in. Again, we're using a light color pencil because this is going to help us remove the hair that's around the light colored pencil. And so you don't want to go any further past that. And try to create a brow that you're satisfied with. Because remember, you're going to be removing the hairs that are around the pencil, this light colored pencil. So right now I'm going to just stop right there, and don't worry about any marks like this. I'm going to remove those later. Okay? So now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to visually just look in the mirror and make sure your face is nice and relaxed when you're doing this. Don't raise your brow like that while you try to pencil in your shape. You don't want to do that, because what's going to happen is you're going to draw a brow that looks high, and once you've got it in, when you relax your face, that brow is going to naturally come down. So you want to make sure your face is nice and relaxed, and try not to arch your brow as you're doing it. So with the relaxed face, I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to mimic the height with this pencil. So right now I think that looks great. So right now I'm going to move on to my next step. My next step is I'm going to take a cream. You can use any kind of cream. This one just happens to be that Albolene cream. You don't have to use this. You can use Vaseline, you can use oil, some kind of olive oil or some kind of skin oil. Because what we're going to do is we're going to apply it around the area just under where we penciled in with that light pencil. Because we're going to remove the hair from there, and you need something that has a little bit of a slip to it to help condition the skin and to remove the hairs very easy. So again, you can use Vaseline. I'm going to be using this Albolene cream. I'm going to take a little bit of that. You can use lotion also. I like to use something that's invisible, because when you use something light, you may get confused where your natural line is with your pencil. If you're really skilled at this, you can do this with a dark pencil. You can make that pencil dark. But I'm using a light color pencil because I want you all to see exactly how I'm going to just build some shape. So I'm going to take that cream and I'm just going to go put it right under my brow and bring it down to the places where I know I have hair. And I'm going to do that on both brows. And you just want to put it right where you want to remove the hair. And you don't need a lot. I think I have a little too much. I'm going to remove some of that. And just be very gentle. You don't want to erase your line. I'm going to take some of that cream and I'm just going to put it above. But whatever's left on the Q-tip, I'm going to put it above. And you can see it because it looks oily. So now I'm going to remove a lot of that excess hair that was there. So starting with this eye, you want to make sure it's closed. So when you go in, you want to just go in very gently and just remove the hair that's under your pencil. And you want to be nice and gentle. You don't want to press hard with this razor. This razor is very sharp. And you just want to go in and just remove all the hair. Now I don't know if you can see what I'm doing because I had very little hair to start with. Next you want to just take and clean that off on a tissue. Whatever product and hair that's on there, you just want to remove that just like that. Go back in and now you want to use the bottom of the razor. You want to just remove the hair that's above the pencil. Okay, you want to remove that hair. Now the hair that's going to be left is the hair that's under the pencil, okay? Again, do not press hard when you're doing this. You want to be very gentle because you don't want to cut your skin. And I feel satisfied with this, so I'm going to stop, clean off the razor, the brow shaver. I call it a razor, it's a brow shaver. And I want to go in on this side, so I'm going to close this eye. And very gently, you want to remove the hair that's under the pencil, the light colored pencil. And I don't know if you can see a difference, but I can certainly see a difference. Go in and using the bottom of the razor, this portion of the razor, you just want to go in and just remove the hair and the product from above the brow. Just like that. So now I'm going to take a facial wipe, and the ones I use are by Pond's. This is what I use to clean off all the makeup off my face before I do any of my skincare. And this will remove the pencil off your eye without any problems. Now, if you did it correctly, if you're doing this and you did it correctly, nothing you apply to your skin should burn. There shouldn't be any burning sensation going on. You just want to remove that, push the hairs up. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pencil in a natural looking brow using a pencil that I have by MAC. This is a little dark, but I'm going to use this because it'll help illustrate what I'm doing. When you do it, you can use a brow pencil that's very natural looking for you. So I'm going to need my mirror. So I'm going to start again doing the same process that I did to create the brow with the white pencil. You're going to do that here. Kind of remember that, you're not going to have an exact twin. Your brows are never going to match, only because our faces aren't symmetrical. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind, but you want to be happy with the brow that you achieve. You want it to look as good as it can on both sides of your face. And so this brow, in my mind, looks a little bit thicker and shorter, but I can see that because I'm used to doing this. I do this every day. See, they don't look the same, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how I fix it up. That's where our Q-tips are going to come in handy, or either, any cotton swab that you have. Usually for me, for my makeup look, the brows take the longest, but I keep working on it every day to, just make sure I'm happy with the way it looks. The one thing that, for me, needs to be in place is they need to be the same height. And so with the brow that's the highest right here, I tend to always create a nice shape. I start from the bottom. I always work from the bottom. And with this brow, I always have to, which is the lowest, I have to work from the top to build what appears to be an equal distance and height. So I just want to soften it out a little bit. You want to get as natural looking as possible, because this is the brow you're going to wear out to work, to your job, to whatever you're doing during the day. You want your brows to look good. And you keep going back and keep filling it in until you're happy with the way it looks. I do that every day. I kind of go back in. I never remove my whole brow. If I think I made a mistake, I'll find out where the mistake is and make it look good for me. And so right now I would probably just kind of stop right here and just clean up a little bit with my Q-tip. And my brows look different every day, not too dramatically different, but they're not going to be the exact same shape in the exact way every day. But that's okay. I just want to just have a brow that just looks lifted. I need to work with, I like all this space here from under the brow all the way down to my lash line. I love working with this space, adding color and shimmer and contour. So I really want to be able to see that and have as much of that space available. So to finish up, I'm going to be taking my Dermablend Concealer in Bronze and the angled part of the brush, the dual-ended spoolie. I'm going to take that angled part of the brush, brush it up against the concealer, and I'm going to just kind of clean up. I want to add a highlighted look, but without looking overly dramatic. I don't like it when it looks very light, and I don't like it when it's a lot of concealer there. So for me, this is just perfect. I like doing it with this angled brush, just makes all the difference. And also it helps you create a nice straight line. And so I just want to apply it like that, and then I just go back in and then just blend it down. I'm going to be using a little bit of the Model in a Bottle. This is a brow sealer. This works really well. I have very oily skin and makeup just breaks down very quickly, my makeup just goes away very quickly. So I'm applying this Model in a Bottle on, and this is going to make it last. I usually do not have any problems with this product creating a shine. It looks shiny now because it's wet. I'm going to apply a little bit more on this side, but when it dries, it usually dries matte. And it'll also hold that concealer in place. If you are very, very oily, and if you use a product like this and it makes your face look shiny, you can always use a setting powder or something, a very light dusting. Today I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Stay Matte. I'm going to use that today, and this is a very light color. It's 008. This is really light, but I'm just going to be using a little bit of it. As you can see, not much am I picking up off the, and shake it off, and then just dust it over the area. Pick up a little bit more and dust it. And guys, that's it. That's it for my brows. That's how I do it. That's how I lift them. That's how I create height. I will leave a list of the products I use in the description section, so check there. And if I left anything out, just let me know and I'll be happy to fill it in. Okay guys, take care and be well, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.